This is fucking ridiculous. I am beyond pissed off. Like, it's so fucking stupid. Kind of. I'm gonna rewind what I can. Not that I can actually rewind. I'm just gonna have to read it for you. Like... I'm gonna give people time to show up. Right. Okay. They do. Okay, while I'm giving people time to show up, I'm going to go use the bathroom. Because, like, everyone was here, and I don't want to, like, keep going without everyone because it's a lot of shit. We don't need notebook anymore. Okay. Flush, Lamau. Wait, did you guys hear the flush? Is the microphone picking up the flushing? Yeah? That's crazy. Okay, well, I'll keep that noted that my microphone down here picks that up. So it looks like this is where the stream cut out. That can't possibly be Earth out there. Look at it. I've seen photos of Earth and it's blue and green and beautiful, and that thing is just red. Before we get into that, I should probably tell you something. This isn't New Year's Eve in 2028. Today is January 27th. In 29? No. Don't tell me. 30? No. Then just what year is this? It's 74. 2074. No, that's insane. That would mean we were abducted more than 45 years ago. I don't blame you if you don't believe me, but it's the truth. How can you be sure? It's not that hard. Quark and I left Earth on January 23rd, 2074. Solar eclipses are easy to predict. We've always known there was going to be one on the 27th for a long time. That's just science. Nobody can change that. But why is the Earth red? That's a long story. About 45 years ago, on April 13th, 2029, there were 18 annihilation reactors operating in various parts of the world. On the 13th, all 18 of them went up, all at the same time. The explosion was about 180 times more powerful than any atom bomb they dropped on here. The explosion was about 180 times as powerful as the atom bomb they dropped on Hiroshima. What? Why?
I suppose it started a few months before that. The government had a test site for a future Mars mission out in the middle of Nevada.
Yes, it does.
On December 31st, 2028, there was an accident.
Do you know why Clover and Alice still look young? And Phi too, even though Kamiyoji is super old?
Accident doesn't quite convey the right sense of the thing. And the point is, Radical 6 claimed its first victims there, then escaped. Didn't take long for it to spread to the rest of the world. Like Luna explained, the virus slows your brain down, but eventually, it also makes you kill yourself. Pretty soon, the bodies started to pile up. Some people would take a dive off a building or shoot themselves in the head. You know, the classics. But for some, it was poison or fire or asphyxiation or the noose. Plenty of people jumped in front of trains or cars. One pilot on a passenger airline drove his plane into the ground. Most forms of transportation ground to a halt pretty fast. That meant food couldn't get distributed, and thousands of people who weren't even infected died from starvation. Everywhere you went, there were just piles of corpses, covered in flies and rats and crows. I don't know what hell's like, but I imagine it's a lot like that. After a while, people who managed to avoid getting infected started trying to get in touch with one another. They got a hold of some radios and organized a couple meetings. There was only one thing to discuss, of course. How could they get rid of Radical 6? The answer, they decided, was purification. They figured they could just roast the surface of the Earth and that'd kill the virus off for good. On April 13th in 2029, they put their plan into effect. That plan was to detonate all 18 annihilation reactors. Now the truth is, that's mostly just rumor. Nobody really knows what happened, but I've got my own theories. I think that the bombers had already been infected, and when they died, they took billions with them. The ultimate if I die, you're coming with me gesture, I suppose. I bet you money they'd all lost it long before they got to the reactors. Killing most of the world, no matter how bad things had gotten, was not a sane plan.
They were frozen. Yeah.
Anyway, why it happened isn't that important. The point is, it happened. You ever heard of nuclear winter? Well, that's basically what we got. The explosion threw a ton of crap up into the stratosphere, where it joined up with smoke and ash from all the fires. It blotted out the sun for 7 years. Plants withered. Animals died by the millions. The few humans who were left banded together to survive. They were rough times. Eventually, they were over, though. The sky cleared and the sun came back. Plants started blooming again, and the animals that hadn't died out completely began to reappear. Things weren't quite back to normal, though. It's been 45 years now, but there's still quite a bit of dust and ash in the air. That's what you're seeing. You know why a sunset's red? Well, this is the same thing. Blue and green light have short wavelengths, and they scatter when they run into debris in the air. Red light, on the other hand, has a longer wavelength, which means it'll get a lot farther when the air's dirty. So there you are. The Earth looks red because that's the only color of light that can make it through the atmosphere.
I was speechless. What could I possibly say? There was no reason for Tenmyoji to lie to us. So we were standing on the moon, looking at the Earth. It was 2074, but why? Why were we there? Why are we then? I was so lost in thought I barely noticed Phi's approach.
Hey, Sigma. I think I figured something out.
A window popped up on the inside of my helmet with a whisper in the corner. She seemed to be using a circuit only we could hear. Yeah? What is it?
Figured out why there's an extra E.
An extra E? Oh, you mean the graffiti?
The one on floor B. I think it's an anagram. Just like on floor A.
What's Anna say this
God
time?
damn it, Sigma. Knock it off.
I like how
Don't
neither of them
worry
can
if
stand the
night
other's
lion
humor.
ate the sun. If you rearrange the letters, you get the man on the moon rules the infinite time. See? You need 6 E's to get that. So they stuck an extra one in 9th.
The man on the moon rules the infinite
I think
time.
it's a message for us from Zero Senior and Akane. Remember what she was telling us?
We created the AB project for one purpose: to transform the consciousnesses of two into the past. Those two people are you, Sigma, and you, Phi.
So, what are you getting at?
My God, you're slow. You don't get it? They're saying we rule the infinite time. Infinite time. They weren't just talking about having us jump a couple hours. I think they're planning to send us back. Way back.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you think they're going to send us back 45 years?
I'd bet on it.
So the ultimate purpose of the AB project is to send us back in time to that catastrophe Tenmyoji was talking
I
about?
think so.
That doesn't make sense though. I mean, we came from the same time period, before it actually. So why bring us here, then send us back?
Well, Akane should be able to tell us the rest. Let's go pay her a visit.
Do you know where she is?
I've got an idea. Come on. Remember what she said when she gave you the key?
To free ego Eris.
The grave. The one in the garden?
Well, come on. What are you waiting for? Let's go.
We turned and ran back into the pressure exchange chamber. The others following close behind.
What? What are you doing? Did you forget something?
We're going back to have a talk with somebody.
Who?
You really need me to spell it out? The person behind all this.
I'll take
What?
that as a yes. Let me accompany you then.
Wait. Why do you know about Akane?
I'll tell you when we get there. Now, if you please.
With that, we headed back through the airlock. No, 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 no. It's not buffering on my side. It's not buffering on my side. We're good? We're good? Okay, I would cry. I would cry. I would genuinely cry. I saw the bufferings in chat and I was like, no, no, but it wasn't buffering my video.
Ah, clever. The number 9 door on floor A is shut forever once the game ends. Assuming Zero Jr. was telling the truth, of course. But the door on floor B...
Yeah.
Any idea where Akane might be?
I thought we might be able to take the lift to it, and it looks like I was right. Guys, where do you think Akane is? Where do you think Akane is? Yeah, the
I
grave.
mean, the grave in the garden.
Yeah, don't worry. I don't think she's buried there or anything. Chances are she's alive, just in the grave. Anyway, let's move to the garden. So Akane saw the apocalypse, then kidnapped you to created the AB game. Akane didn't create the AB game. She simply helped foster it. She helped the creator of the AB game execute it. We have seen the creator of the AB game.
Is Akane
We have
really
seen
entered?
Zero Senior. I think so.
What should we do? Are we gonna dig her out?
No. I don't think we'll have to do anything like that. You see the keyhole on the grave? If I just insert this here, I pulled the key off my ankle and fitted it into the hole. I twisted it to the right until I heard something unlock. Who's under the grave? With a quiet grinding, the grave began to shift.
What is this? It doesn't look like a coffin.
Yeah, it's a treatment pod.
Oh my god. It is, isn't it?
The glass on the cover had frosted over, making it opaque. We couldn't see who or what it was.
Let's see what's inside.
She grabbed a hold of the lever on the side of the pod.
No good. I think it's locked.
What?
Treatment pod TP00. Stage 1 defrosting complete. Stage 2 will be complete in 10 minutes. Once stage 2 is complete, the lock will automatically disengage.
Right. Cold
What?
sleep. These pods can put people into a cold sleep. It uses something called cast to freeze the human bodies without destroying their cells.
Ms. Akane's like an ice cube?
I think
And
so.
We gotta wait till she melts?
So how about you tell us your story while we wait, Kay? Specifically, why do you know Akane?
I remembered
What do you remember?
everything. I was born and raised in this facility. It's called Rhizome 9. A rhizome is an underground plant stem that spreads by sending out roots. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? This facility is a little like a rhizome. Supposedly, that's why they call these installations that. The number comes from the facility's number. There are 54 rhizomes on the moon, and this is the 9th one. Well, I suppose the other ones don't really matter to you, do they? In any event, I grew up here with Akane and Zero Senior. I watched them create the AB project.
The AB project?
Yes. Its purpose is to...
Its purpose is to send Phi and Sigma, or their consciousness at least, to the past.
Yes.
So, you want us to change history, huh? Go back and keep Radical 6 from getting out, and stop the reactors from exploding. That's our mission?
Well, not exactly.
What do you mean?
It's true that the ultimate goal of the project is to keep Radical 6 from spreading to the general population. But even if you do make it back, you won't be able to do much. By now, it's already too late.
Too late?
What do you mean?
Let me begin at the beginning. You might be thinking that Zero Senior and Akane were the ones who created all this, but that's not entirely correct. They only followed the histories they'd already seen. It was the only choice they had. Nothing less than the future of mankind is at stake. We need the two of you to jump through timelines while maintaining your memories. That is why you had to play the AB game, and why the chromatic doors were necessary. By forcing multiple options, you could make numerous jumps. We speculated that jumping more would strengthen your memories. The puzzles were also there for a purpose. Some theories hold that a moment of insight when you solve a puzzle strengthens your connection to the fourth dimension. That was the reason for the puzzles. Your infection with Radical 6 was also a vital part of our plan. By slowing down your brain's processing speed, we can store your potential. With that energy stored up, we just had to provide a life or death situation to launch your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Like a bullet from a slingshot.
Wait, hold on just a minute. You keep talking about Sigma and Phi, but what about the rest of us? Why did you bring us here?
That's simple. In earlier histories, you were all here in Rhizome 9. We needed you here to accurately replicate those histories. Although I suppose that's probably not a good enough explanation for you. In a sense, though, it is the truth. Our primary goal was to replicate history. The rest is... Yes, I suppose I should explain. Very well. I will try and do so in a way you can understand. First, Alice and Clover. They were abducted 45 years and 1 month ago, on December 22nd, 2028. The location is Earth, of course, more specifically, Los Angeles, California. Correct?
Yes. Yeah.
After being kidnapped, your bodies were sent to a facility under Akane's direction. You were placed in treatment pods and immediately put into cold sleep. 4 months later, you arrived at this facility. The date you finally arrived was April 14th, 2029. Your trip from Earth to this facility was aboard a spaceship powered by an annihilation engine.
Stream very chuggy. Try that. Get you from Earth.
Following your arrival, your pods were placed in long-term storage. Does that make sense?
Are you telling me we were sleeping in those pods here for 45 years?
Yes. In preparation for this day.
But why? What do you need us for?
You are an Esper, aren't you, Clover? I mean that you are able to access the fourth dimension. Am I wrong?
Did Akane tell you?
In a manner of speaking. As I've already explained, the purpose of this project is to send Sigma and Phi's consciousnesses to the past. Espers are able to sort of resonate with one another, which can amplify their power. You understand? And this is why we brought you here, Clover.
What about me?
We needed your help, Alice, to deactivate Dio's bombs.
Huh? But I didn't do anything.
But you did. In another history, you were able to perform prime decomposition on the 25-digit integer that Dio left behind. Only you could do that sort of thing. Because of your feat of mathematics, we were about to determine that Dio had planted the bombs. Then we were able to question him and get the password for the number 31. Finally, we used that information to stop the bomb in this timeline. Without
Kay
your
seems to
help,
know an
Alice,
awful lot.
we would have been reduced to nothing more than so much space dust. This history exists because of your presence. Now, let me explain why we needed Tenmyoji and Quark. Tenmyoji is simple. We needed you for the same reason we needed Clover. You are able to access the fourth dimension. Almost half a century ago, you used that ability to save a young girl, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
We needed you to resonate with Sigma and Phi, so we brought you here. All it took was a messenger.
Do you want to see Akane? If you do, come with me. I was a fool and fell for it.
And you brought Quark with you. In fact, you insisted that he come.
Yeah, I know. I guess you were worried about leaving me alone, huh? He kept saying he couldn't run off to the moon and leave me behind.
I'm sorry, Quark. If I hadn't been so stupid and selfish, none of this would have happened to you. I never thought this would happen. Can you ever forgive me?
Oh, don't worry about it. I mean, I agreed to come with you. I thought the moon would be way more interesting than boring old Earth. What kid would turn that down?
We didn't see the messenger after we got on the ship. It was on autopilot. As soon as we got in, we headed straight for the moon. During the trip, Zero told me to keep quiet once we got there. I don't remember anything after we landed.
Then there was a bunch of that white smoke, and we passed out, and when I woke up, I was in the AB room.
Now, Dio.
Is the most asked question in this game. Yeah.
His real name is Left, and he's the leader of a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons. He was ordered to come here. The Myrmidons are under the control of an organization called Free the Soul, which is in turn controlled by a man known as Brother. It was Brother who orchestrated the release.
Oh!
Do you remember what Phi mentioned earlier?
Hold on. It was.
So, Dio was given 2 tasks.
No, I refuse. Reconnect? Are we reconnected? Reconnect? Setting? Are we back? Are we? No. Are we? See, I'm kind of worried because I don't think my chat is updating. See you, Scarge. Yeah, I'll make sure it goes up.
First was to eliminate Akane, the architect of the AB project. The second was to join the AB game and win it. If Dio won the game, the AB project would not be completed, at least not in that timeline. In other words, in that world, the project would have been stopped. If things didn't go as planned, Dio was given a contingency plan. If you cannot murder Akane and win the game, destroy Rhizome 9, hence the bombs.
Can I ask you something?
Perhaps.
How did Brother know about the AB project?
He was also an SP. We can set Brother aside for now, then. May I proceed?
We can set him aside. No one objected. We were all curious.
Excellent. That explains everyone, save 2, Luna and myself. Sigma and Phi already know the truth about Luna. I don't believe I should reveal any more, however. I think it would be more appropriate if you could ask Luna yourselves at a later time. Would that be all right with you, Luna?
Yes, that's okay.
As for me, as I said before, I was born and raised here. The rest of you were brought to this facility, but I've never left. That makes me someone close to Zero Senior and Akane.
Hey, I've been wondering, who is Zero Senior?
You've already met him, Sigma, in another timeline.
Yeah, well, I saw a hologram. I still don't know who he is.
Stage 2 is complete. TP00. Unlocking.
It looks like it's finished. Shall we open the pod?
Yeah, let's do it. You be ready to see what's in the pod? I know. All of us gathered around the pod. The glass was still covered with frost, hiding the contents.
Okay, let's get started then. Ready?
Vi laid her hand on the lever and looked around at us. I swallowed. Yeah,
All right.
anytime.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
What? Suddenly, my head was full of memories from other timelines. I'd seen something like this before. The warehouse of floor B, in front of the white door. Kay was lying in front of me. I grabbed his mask and saw my own face. I'd never figured out who he really was. Why was there a man with my face underneath Kay's armor? It didn't make sense. After I'd seen him, I was injected with a tube of curine, and that was the end of that. But wait, if the person in the pod was the same person I'd seen on the floor of the warehouse, who was wearing Kay's armor?
You finally noticed. Didn't I tell you? You won't be alone. I will be at your side, watching over you.
No. Oh my god, you're...
Yes, I am.
Kay is Akane and the clone.
Akane Kurashiki.
Kay is Schrodinger's cat.
It's you, June. I mean, Akane from. But you're old.
Yes, that's correct. I haven't spoken to you in a very long time, Clover. Or you, Junpei.
Junpei?
Akane, long time no see.
It's Junpei and Akane! I could barely hear what they were saying. My mind was still reeling. It felt like all the air had been knocked out of me. It was all I could do to not collapse right then and there.
When? How long?
Do you remember when the two of you saved me in the warehouse?
Yeah!
Once you saved me, you went back to your future. Well, your minds did at least. I carried your bodies to the third AB room, and then took Dio's to the fifth. After that, I went into the first room and borrowed Kay's armor.
So by the time you and Clover came out, you'd already...
Yes.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Dio killed you, and then Luna took your body to the sixth room. You couldn't have been in Kay's armor.
It was me. In this timeline, at least. In this one, I wasn't murdered by Dio. You two saved me. It's just like Schrodinger's cat. Your actions in the future decided who would be inside the armor in the past.
What? No, that's nuts.
Alright, what about the other history? The one where you weren't saved. What happens then? Who's wearing the armor?
That's quite simple. The man in front of you.
Him?
That's correct. Whenever I'm not in the armor, he is.
What about the memory loss?
For my part, I confess that I lied. He, on the other hand, was telling the truth. Large doses of soporil can cause memory loss. I gave him a rather large dose.
So, who is he?
You've never seen him before?
No.
What about the rest of you?
I have no idea who he is.
I've never seen him before.
Me either.
Total stranger.
Hey, come on. What are you guys saying? Right here? Same face?
Are you all right, Mr. Sigma? Did you hit your head or something?
Huh? What? It didn't make any sense. Why didn't they recognize me?
Sigma, your consciousness can jump through time. You can inhabit your body in the past or in the future.
What does that mean?
Don't you get it? You've jumped to the future from 45 years ago.
I looked around frantically. A pond. I ran to it and threw myself down onto my knees. Crawling on all fours, I approached the ledge. My heart was hammering inside my chest. A cold sweat trickled down my spine. Calm down, calm down, calm down, damn it. I struggled to take a deep breath. Then slowly, I peered into the pond, looking for my reflection. What? What? No, this can't be real. This face.
It's your face, Dr. Sigma Climb. Although, to the you that's behind it now, it's your face 45 years from now. Zero, the mastermind of the AB project, is you.
What? No, that's not possible. That's bullshit.
No, it's the truth. Fighting it isn't going to do you any good. Please, Doctor.
I'm not a
You
doctor.
will be a pioneer in the field of genetic engineering.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. You created him. Well, I suppose I should say you are going to create him.
Create?
His name is Kyle Climb. Your clone. That is why he looks just like a younger version of yourself. 23 years ago, in the biolab here in Rhizome 9, you created Kyle. Well, I suppose for you, that's still in the future. When I said I was born and raised here, I was still pretending to be him.
You're a robot, Harry.
The gravity here is only one
No, he's a cyborg.
Earth's.
Kind of. He has cybernetic arms and an eye, because he lost them.
If nothing was done, the reduced gravity would cause his bones to be weaker than normal human ones. But you prepared for that. You gave him that armor. Ever since he was born, he's lived inside of it. It kept his muscles and bones strong. He wasn't forced into it for the Nonary game. He's been wearing it every day, all his life.
But why would future me create a clone?
He was to be your spare. If something happened to you before the project began, he would take your place. I mentioned before that the AB projects A and B stood for after and
So
before.
how did the other guys jump so high? Because the moon's gravity is weaker. So you can jump higher. And everyone is thinking that it's normal gravity, so they're not trying to jump super high because they don't think that they can, but some of them realize they can, so they do. And yeah, I mean, but everyone has been making comments about how we're old and weird. Like when they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm studying to get my PhD," and they're like, "Still?" Because you're an old man. They make comments about it throughout the whole game. Trust me, it's part of why replaying the game is so good. Because you pick up on so many things that you wouldn't have even thought about on your first playthrough. So like any of you could pick up the game and you'll still have fun with it, I think.
That isn't all they mean, though. The A also means anima, and the B means body. Anima is another word for the soul, or the consciousness. Body is, well, Exactly what it says on the tin. The past consciousness will go into the future body, and the future consciousness will go into the past body. They switch. That was the chief goal of the project.
Wait, so the future person goes into the past person?
Sigma, do you remember the note you found in the garden?
You mean this, right?
Yes. Ah, of course, it was you who investigated the garden in this timeline.
Yeah.
Sigma, take a good look at this. It's an illustration of the time jumps your consciousness is making. A is where everything began. December 25th, 2028. You inhaled the white smoke in your car and lost consciousness. From there, you jumped to B. January 25th, 2074. You woke up in one of the AB rooms in Rhizome 9. You are in your own body, but it is 67 years old. Your consciousness has jumped 45 years into the future. I believe that may explain why you didn't notice the reduced lunar gravity. The body you woke up in was much older. Normally, you would have noticed that your muscles were much weaker. In this case, however, the lower gravity balanced that out.
Exactly, though. But
Moving
if I did.
on. If you
So-
continue along this line, what happens next? You reach C, which is January 27th, 2074. That is today.
Whoa. Wait, what do you mean? Are you saying it's been 2 days since we woke up?
36 hours to be exact. Have you already forgotten? You were all infected with Radical 6. The virus slowed your brain down, so yes, 36 hours of real time have passed. But to you, it only seemed like 14 hours and 40 minutes. Now comes the important part. After this, your consciousness will return to the past. It will re-emerge at point D. April 13th, 2029. You will return to your younger body.
But that's the same day as the reactor explosions.
Yes. That is why I said it will be too late. You will return to the past, but the events you would want to prevent will have already happened.
The concept is funny. Okay.
The story does not end there, however. The line continues. After reaching point D, you will eventually return to B. But this time, you won't be jumping through time, or at least not at a rate faster than normal. Your consciousness will spend 45 years inhabiting the same body until you reach point B. Do you remember when B is, Sigma?
January 25th, 2074. According to what you just told us, it's 36 hours
Correct.
ago.
That was when the consciousness of the 22-year-old Sigma jumped into the body of 67-year-old Sigma. So where did the older version of you go when you took his body?
Point A, December 25th, 2028. the day all this started.
Yes, his consciousness will go back in time 45 years. For a period of time, he will inhabit your younger body. While your younger consciousness is elsewhere, he will be you in the past.
But once that body reaches point D, my 22-year-old consciousness will come back from point C.
That's correct. When that happens, the older version of you will be ejected from your younger body and return to your body at C.
So it's rotating?
Rotating, I suppose you could put it that way. But look at this illustration closely. What if you take all these lines and untangle them? You get one single line. It may look complicated, but in truth, it's a single straight path, with one exception.
This line at point E, right?
Exactly. Point E is December 31st, 2028, the day of the total eclipse.
The day Radical 6 got out of the test facility?
Yes. By now, you've likely figured it out on your own. The purpose of the AB project was to get the consciousness of the 67-year-old Sigma from point B to point A. If we can do that, we can change what happened 45 years ago.
So the old version of me will keep Radical 6 from getting out? By jumping into my 22-year-old body on New Year's Eve, 2028?
Yes, that is why this line could not be interrupted. In order for the 67-year-old version of you to reach point B, we first have to go through point D. In order to get to point D, we must jump from point C. And for point C to happen, we had to recreate everything that happened in this facility. That is why we have faithfully retraced history up to this point, so that we might save humankind from destruction and undo the horrors of the last 45 years.
Tell me one thing.
What is that?
You said that point C is January 27th, 2074, which is today. There's going to be a jump, and I'll jump to April 13th, 2029.
Yes, that's right.
But look, I'm still old. When is the jump supposed to happen?
Very soon. Yes.
Soon? And what's going to trigger
we
it?
need potential energy stored to send your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Fortunately, we now have plenty of that. Thanks, ironically, to Radical 6. All that remains is to launch your consciousness, like a bullet from a slingshot.
And how do you propose to do that? Sorry, guys.
A crisis. A moment balanced between life and death. That can jumpstart your brain.
What do you mean?
You haven't figured it out. I mean this.
What's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dio's knife? No sooner were the words out of my mouth. Fi! I screamed and leapt toward them. Akane was already in motion, the knife driving towards Fi's chest. I was almost there. When I regained consciousness, I was on the floor. There was a dull pain in my chest. I felt for a cut, but something was in the way. It took me a moment to realize that it was Akane's body laying on top of me. I twisted my neck to look around. Nearby was an old tombstone. On it was written a few words in Latin. What you are, I once was. What I am, you will be. thank you all for being here, for watching, for being interested and sticking around to the end, for clicking the little options on the polls that I put up, for being here. Thank you. I love this game. It's one of my favorite games. Probably in my top 5 of all time. I don't know. There's so much to it, and I'm really excited because I still haven't played the 3rd game in the series, right? That's the next one we're gonna play, Zero Time Dilemma. And I played a little tiny bit. I played the opening section, and I started the first puzzle, and then I didn't do anything else. It really is good, and it really like pulls everything together in the end. It gives you this huge mystery, pulls it together, and then goes, but there's more, right? It's such a good build-up, and that's something that people tend to complain about. Is like Virtue's Last Reward really is setting up the 3rd game more than anything, but it tells such an interesting story while it does it, and it builds on the first one in such an interesting way. And so that's why I'm excited for Zero Time Dilemma, because 999 is this perfect story on its own, with like mystery and intrigue, and then this is just, it builds up more and does it even better, and I can't wait to find out what the end is, because I haven't had it spoiled in the last like 8 years. I've not had the last game spoiled, which is crazy. I've done a crazy job avoiding them. So we're gonna be going into that kind of on the same page at this point. Right. It feels random, and then it explains it to you, and then it's like, actually, it's not that random at all. But then, like, the best part, again, is replaying the game. It is all there. My favorite part about replaying this is sitting there and being like, oh my god, that's Akane, versus, haha, that's Kyle. Like, you can kind of tell the difference when it's Akane, because Akane kind of talks a little differently. Right? And so to kind of go over that real quickly, the very first room, that is the choice that decides whether Akane is alive or dead, in my opinion. I don't think there's any, like, complete confirmation, but in this timeline, you don't find the dead body, and these ones you do, right? So in these timelines, it's Kyle. And in these timelines, he's a little more selfish. He's more like, I need to get out of here and save everyone and all of that. That's just kind of what he does. And then in this one, you have Kay just making random, like, philosophical comments and just random things, and you're just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because it's Akane, and Akane has always been like that. Remember when we were in the cheese room and she went on, like, a rant about the Titanic? Like, it's so fun, right? And let's check out what's back here. April 13th, 2029.
Today is April 13th, 2029, and this is the evening news. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I don't have any news to read. All of our station's reporters have passed after contracting Radical 6. So have my... Excuse me. I've managed to keep us on the air until now. But I'm out of tricks. It's time for me to sign off. This concludes our broadcast day. I pray that someday our world can be cleansed of this horrible plague. Goodbye.
For a moment, I just stared at the TV. The roar of the static seemed to fill the entire room, until with a click, it disappeared too. Had the power gone out? I heard footsteps behind me and turned around. You! Akane?
It looks like the first step was successful.
What the fuck? You killed me!
Killed?
I guess technically you're going to kill me 45 years from now, but still!
Hey, no need to be rude about it. I didn't kill you. I hit you with the butt of the knife. You're fine.
I'm okay?
Yes. You and Phi needed to experience a state of crisis. That was the only way.
Me and Phi?
Yes. I only told you about you, but we also needed Phi to jump. Now, you know what happens next, right?
We go to the moon?
Correct. We will be leaving tomorrow, April 14th, 2029. We've nearly finished preparing your shuttle. Only a few last-minute checks and additions. You'll be traveling to Rhizome 9, along with 3 treatment pods.
Alice and Clover,
Yes.
right? What about the third one? Who's in there?
Phi. We put her into cold sleep 2 days ago. She appeared at our headquarters and volunteered to be frozen. That wasn't the Phi who jumped from point C, though. It was Phi before she jumped from point A to point D. In other words, she was following the same path you are, and she still is.
And that means that after you froze her, the point C version of her jumped back into her body?
Yes, the point C version of Phi is sleeping in that pod. She'll stay there programming, among other disciplines. Otherwise, you will be unable to create Kyle, Luna, and Lagomorph. And, of course, you will need to develop the chromatic doors and the bracelets. You will also be the person who summons Tenmyoji and Quark. Once you've completed all the preparations, then the project can actually begin. January 25th, 2074. You will defrost Phi and carry her to the 3rd AB room. Once you've done that, the 22-year-old version of you from point A will force you